Sir, we are in live.
Okay, so I am starting. Good morning, everyone. Hope everybody is doing well in this corona epidemic. Today is World Oceans Day 2020. Welcome to today's discussion on the occasion of World Oceans Day 2020, organized by Nirmol Bangladesh and Blue Green Foundation. This year's themes for World Oceans Day 2020 is Innovation for a Sustainable Ocean. In this context, our topic is today Ocean Science Education, Curriculum, and Post-COVID Ocean Science Awareness in Developing Countries. Today I am with you, Sheikh Paim Faisal Shora, 4th year Department of Oceanography and Hydrography, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, Maritime University, and my fellow Alamgir Hossein, Department of Oceanography and Hydrography, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, Maritime University. And with us, one of our honorable speaker and respected sir, Dr. Muslim Uddin Munna. Sir is currently an associate professor of Department of Oceanography in University of Chittagong. He is also the founder of Blue Green Foundation. And today we have two international honorable guests speaker from Choo Oceans Aquarium, South Africa. He is Dr. Russell Stephen, and another from Taiwan, Professor Dr. Ray. So I would request our respected sir, Dr. Muslim Uddin Munna, to about Dr. Russell and
Thank you very much, Mr. Shorab, and I welcome all of the viewers and people who will be seeing our video next time. So we are very much opportunistic and lucky to have our two international guests, Dr. Russell Stevens, my great friend from South Africa, working in the Two Oceans Aquarium, and also my colleague and my leader of Asia Marine Education Association, Dr. Ray Yan. He is the professor at the Taiwan National University. And thank you very much for joining us. Both of our international guests, Russell Stevens and Ray, they are working very hard for several years to spread up ocean education, to establish an ocean literate society in Asia as well as in the world. Especially our guest, Russell Stevens, he's a writer, he's a teacher, he's a demonstrator. I don't know how to explain all of his quality, but to me, he's an ideal working for ocean education and ocean literacy. So I'm really grateful, and I want to take this privilege to thank you, both of you. Mr. Ray is the leader of the Asia Marine Education Association. Besides, he's working a lot, especially in Taiwan and in Asia and international community. So what I will expect today, their experience, which we can apply in my country, because both of those are working for their own country as well as for the international community. So we will just have their great and important experiences, how they are working over there. As a developing country, we can have this opportunity, these experiences to share and to implement in my country. So I'm now requesting Mr. Shorab and Alamgir to go with the main program.
You are mute. You are muted.
Welcome everyone to our lives, and today is World Ocean Day. So wishing for this day, and we will try to celebrate this day by this program. Sir, today's discussion will focus on how South Africa, despite being developing countries, has made a great stage in raising public awareness about maritime literacy and maritime education. And Bangladesh is also a fast developing country, and Bangladesh also has a huge maritime area. What role can we play as a maritime stakeholder, and what kind of state policy can the government of Bangladesh formulate that will create public awareness about maritime literacy and maritime education in our own and in Bay of Bengal countries? So we hope in this context we will have a very good discussions. First, I want to go to Dr. Russell Stephen to tell what is the significance. What is the significance of World Ocean Day and its theme of this year?
The most important thing, hello and welcome. I'm very grateful to everybody for having me part of this program. Assalamu alaikum. The important thing about ocean literacy, ocean education, is for us, when we deal with education, we need to take people from their entry level, where they are, and take them to an understanding in their communities of the ocean. And the most important thing that I feel that we need to have as a message this Ocean Day, as we celebrate the oceans, before next Ocean Day, in 365 days' time, we need to, in each of the countries, be independent and not have a dependency on other countries. We need champions in every single country. It doesn't help for me to go and put a whole lot of things in place that works for Africa. It is up to people in Bangladesh to put up their hands and to say, I want to give up my time. I want to give up my energy to make this work. The other thing is that we understand is if you're going to deal with any kind of marine education, education is not dependent upon one individual. It is said that it doesn't take one teacher or a parent to raise a child. It takes a village to raise a child. So within the whole community, what is important is that we need to not be dependent, particularly on the global north. I say that Europe or America, for our programs to be in place. We need to find from our own sense in our own countries ways of implementing ocean awareness, ocean sciences, marine sciences. As Professor Ray has indicated, this work needs to be done in an integrated way, not just oceanography, not just ocean marine biology, not just archaeology, not just dealing with marine protected areas, but we need to deal with this holistically. And once we have done it holistically, we know that it doesn't take an individual, but it takes a community, it takes a village to raise and increase awareness. And this is my appeal to all the people in Bangladesh, to those people who love the ocean. It is your opportunity in Bangladesh to become a champion for marine awareness and marine sciences, and to connect with those of us internationally around the world who are wanting to not put our hands out, but to learn from you about the whole process of ocean literacy opportunities within Bangladesh. I've spoken to Professor Udon from the University of Chittagong, and we have spoken about how we could use Cox's Bazar. It's a beautiful beach. We've spoken about using the waterfalls. We've spoken about all of the opportunities where we look at from the top of the Himalayas down to the delta, there is water. Inland, there is water. Every person lives on a terrestrial area in Bangladesh. And so, because of that, everyone is connected to water, particularly in the delta. And as Dr. Udon, Professor Udon and I have discussed, that is where we start. We start at everybody's own home, and we have people looking at H2O, hilltop to ocean shelf.
Thank you, sir. That's interesting. Sir, can you please explain how is the oceans Day celebrating in Africa or internationally?
When we had this COVID experience, we were all locked in our homes. In this time, it has been wonderful to be able to interact with all of the different people internationally. And in a way, what I have the opinion about is that being locked in our homes has connected us through the internet to an international forum. We have all been reminded that every single one of us is very vulnerable in terms of the COVID virus. And in that way, every single one of us has internationally been aware of what is happening to our oceans. And it is critical for us to use this opportunity to make the COVID experience of bringing us together united in the way in which we see one ocean, which is one of the first principles of ocean literacy, to have one ocean. We all are in different parts of the planet. And in Africa, we have the Mediterranean, we have the Indian Ocean Basin, and we have the Atlantic Ocean Basin, and we have the Southern Ocean Basin. For people in Bangladesh and in the whole Asian subcontinent and Asian continent, and from Taiwan to Japan to Australasia, there is this single ocean. We have one ocean that we need to connect, and it's that one ocean which connects us all internationally.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now I want to ask Dr. Yan how Ocean Day is celebrating in your country or in Taiwan.
Okay, so this is a very typical years for Taiwan because this is the first National Ocean Day in Taiwan, and we established a new government department. It's called Ocean Affairs. It's a very important milestone for Taiwan because we set up a department that in charge of marine conservation, and we integrate the Coast Guard department and also marine research institution. So the Ministry of Ocean Affairs in charge of three parts. First part is the Coast Guard, and second part is about marine conservation, and third part is about the ocean research. And the ocean research is not only the ocean science, but also the humanity and social science, marine education, blue economic, and in charge of the natural science and social science. So in Taiwan, we have very good system to communicate with all the marine educators in the formal education and the school from the primary school, secondary school, university, and we have every city have one marine resource education center. They can connect to all the teachers and connect it to all the students. So we are proud to say that Taiwan have the best education, marine education communication system. So this is very important, and we have that kind of foundation, so we can promote many things. So this year we celebrate the National Ocean Days. It's not only to host a lot of activities, but also promote a lot of marine education. So we call it the Ocean Day Week or Ocean Week. The Ocean Week, every school in Taiwan have to teach about marine education. Every school. So all the teachers, they have to teach. But the problem is many teachers, they don't know what kind of content they have to teach. They teach societies, they teach mathematics, they teach English, they teach languages, they teach literature. How do they teach marine education? So we have the marine educators certificate system. The certificate system is 3 levels. From the first level is the green label certificate for the teachers. They can understand how to teach ocean transit, and the teachers have to understand about ocean transit. And we teach them about the curriculum designs. We teach them about the national curriculum of marine education. This is pretty important that they know what they have to teach, and this is the policies. So how do we celebrate? We celebrate all the formal education and all the informal education, including the museum, many things. So everyone have opportunities to understand about the World Ocean Day and also to understand about the National Ocean Day. So this is pretty important. When we have the system and we have the communication platform, everything will be easy. And we have broadcast the idea of ocean transit very smoothly to every teachers, to every student, to every family, to every citizens. So this is our way of celebrating the Ocean Day.
Thank you very much, Dr. Yin. Now I want to go to Dr. Mohammad Uddin. Sir, we have heard from Dr. Russell and Dr. Yan that they have how celebrating this year. So, what about Bangladesh? Are we in the right way, or what we are doing in context of international?
Well, everyone knows that we are very new in this arena, though. Marine education started in Bangladesh since 1973, only in University of Chittagong. It couldn't well stabilized all of the technical support and financial support and government support. But for the last 3-4 years, we have been trying very hard to spread up and to establish the ocean education. And especially if you see, even in the COVID pandemic, several organizations like government fisheries organizations, Blue Economy Cell, Environmental Ministry, different universities, and some organizations like Nirmol Bangladesh and Prof Yin Foundations, they are working to celebrate, and they are working to celebrate this Ocean Day. That means they want to highlight the importance of ocean education, the importance of ocean business, importance of blue economy in Bangladesh. So, though it is not that much developed like what Ray and his country is doing in each and every school and college and the universities, but we are working in some sectors, and hope if we have a good collaboration in between Bangladesh and those developing country, and we can follow up Taiwan and South Africa and other developed countries, then we would be in the trend and we would be in the highway of ocean education.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. And Dr. Russell, there is a long way to go in your country now that sea education or ocean education has been integrated into the curriculum of the education system. If you share that process with us.
Yes, I can do that. I think what I'm going to do is just share my screen and let's see if I can make that to work.
Okay, sir, that's a great idea.
Russell, can you go down and there is a share screen? I'm worried if you can share it because the internet connection is not, I mean, supporting enough.
Okay, I think the sir will arrive soon. We want to go to Dr. Yan to share some knowledge about your country, how ocean education is going or supporting your country.
All right. So before Russell is ready, and I will show you some things about how do we do the marine education in our country. So you can see the two books. So what is the two books difference? So this is the regional Taiwan oceanography, regional oceanography of Taiwan. There is so many chapters. They including all the best oceanographers in Taiwan to write a textbook. This textbook is called Oceanography. Who will read it? This is very, very important for the student who is majoring the oceanography. So we have 23 million population. There is about maybe 100 people in 23 million will read this book. So this book will sell every year 100. The other one, this is the oceanography for everyone. So this book is writing from also the marine education. It's not oceanographer. The same. This content is about the issues of many, many different topics. Marine, sustainable, oceanography, everything. But what is the two different from these two? This book is very important to integrate all the issues of oceanography. This book is tell you about everyone have to understand about the issues of marine education. As we know, ocean literacy understand the importance of understand the influence of ocean on the ocean influence on you and your influence on the ocean. This is the definition. Everyone understand. So we are not measuring the ocean science or no one. No, it's not only one. Few people is doing the research of oceanography, but everyone have to understand about the importance of the ocean to them. So what we're doing is to invite the educators to come in to understand about the ocean literacies. Because we teach about marine education. We care about the student to understand about marine education. But the students who is the front line to connect it to the students is the teachers. And all the teachers, basically, they don't understand about the oceanography. If they understand the oceanography, they won't be the teachers. They won't be the primary school teachers. Maybe some, but few, very, very few of the primary school or secondary teachers, their major is oceanography. Most of the teachers, their major is education. So they know how to teach the content, but they don't know about the content. They don't know about the content. So the textbook is very important. And we create this kind of textbook to tell them how to teach the content. They don't waste their time in doing that kind of research. They will waste time to create a lesson plan, to understand about how to bring the marine science content through education process to the students and the students to their families. So it's more important that we do the marine education in Taiwan, we care more about how do the frontline teachers to teach marine education. So this is very, very important that how to teach the teachers, how to give the teachers have the system of ocean currencies. So when the teachers understand about the framework of the ocean currencies and they know how to teach, they will find there is so many problems about doing marine education. When they face the problems, they will come back to the research institutions like we are. They will come to ask us to find more resources to help their classroom, how to let the students to get the resources to engage into the marine education discipline. So this is the key points of connected to the marine scientists and connected to the educators and connected to the students. So my job is I'm service in education department and also teacher education center. So I know what I have to do. What I have to do is to connect it to the marine scientists like you are. And we gather the marine science content and materials like the book. And we transfer this kind of book into a very easy teaching lesson plan and bring the lesson plan to the teachers. And teachers get the lesson plan to implement into their field, to teach their students to understand about what is the lesson plan talking about, what is the idea of the current. Like today, we teach about the oceanography, we teach about the ocean acidification. We discuss the first patch about what's going on with the ocean, and we discuss about what can you see and what can you do. So this is a key point of find out their problem. It's not tell them what you have to do. It's inviting them to understand about what did you see, what's the problems, and what can you do. And you don't know, I tell you, it's not ask you to understand about my mind. No one have to understand about others' mind. I ask you to understand about the lesson one. What is the content of the lesson one? This is my idea. No one have to allow to understand about your idea. They can find out the problems and ask you the problem. And we, as a teachers, tell them about how to solve your problems and motivate your motivation and inspire your behavior to contribute yourself in the world. That's what we do in Taiwan.
Okay, thank you, sir. That's a great initiative. That will be a great initiative actually for our developing countries. And what would be your advice for a developing country like Bangladesh or other countries? That what would be your advice? We can start ocean education in our curriculum. How?
Okay, as what we have to do, the first step is to communicate with the authority department. And who is the authority department? in charge of marine education is the Department or Ministry of Education. So the first part is to communicate with the Minister of the Education, and to communicate about how do you feel about the ocean, because this is very important in the world. Today is the World Ocean Day. The United Nations emphasize the importance of the marine education. Today is also the first Ocean Literacy Summit. The Ocean Literacy Summit means that everyone have to care about the ocean literacies since 2020. So this is the key point of the era. So when we understand about the importance of the ocean literacies now, we expect the developing countries, the policymakers, have to understand about the importance of ocean literacies. But how do they know? We need to invite them to the field. We need to invite them to the ocean to see the problem and to emphasize that nothing can improve besides education. Just education can teach all the students, teach all the citizens to understand about the importance of the ocean. And they will know we through the education, we can step by step to solve the problem, like the pollutions of the river, like the pollution of the ocean, like the resource decrease of the fishery. So we supply the evidence of the science research results, and to give the policymakers to understand about what's happening. And when you know what's happening, the next step is to tell you, we will use not only research way, we will invite everyone to engage. For example, this is the first part of redoing the education. We will tell them about what did you see. So everyone know the coral reef have a lot of breaches problems of the ocean acidification, but they know we have to stop the breaches situation of the coral reef, because the beautiful the ocean will change. But how can we do? We will use some experiments to tell the students. So the second province of the students, and we will tell them that how to stop them. So we will invite them. First one, the ocean, how is the pH value of the ocean? So we do some experiment to invite the student to test how to change about the carbon dioxide to the ocean. So the next step is to tell them about the idea of the science content. So we use a very, very easy way to let everyone to understand about your importance and what's the problems and how do you stop them. So we will give them many concrete results of how can you do, like why do we have to decrease the carbon dioxide emission, and what can you do? So tell them the problems and tell them about the science content and tell them about what did you do influence to the ocean, and then you will understand about what can you do and how do you act it for the people. So as I say, this morning is the World Ocean Day, and actually we do many very practical field research about the marine education, and we also implement many experiential learning. So allow me to share the screen to let you see in the morning what we do in the morning. Okay, so there's short videos, and actually it's just two hours ago. So hold on, so can you see the screen? All right, now you see the screen, right?
Yes.
So okay,
Yes.
so two hours ago, we not celebrate, and we do the experiential learning for the marine education. We invite the students from the high school. It's about 30 high school students, and they come to the field to experience the ocean activities. And hold on. Okay, so the video is not working. But anyway, we teach first part. We teach them about the what's the importance of the ocean to them. We teach them about the ocean acidification. We teach them about the sunscreen of the sunscreens of the related to the coral reef, and teach them about your behavior related to the global warming. And when they understand about that, they will start to change their mind and to think about what do you harm to the environment. So it's my advice to you is to let the policymakers to understand about the importance of what we are doing. It's not only tell them about what is the problems of the ocean. It's not only the problems, but also we tell them about the problem, we can solve it through education. And through education, we can let the teachers to teach that kind of project very, very practically, very easily. They don't reject to teach. It's not, we host many, many, many activities. We ask them to join our group. We give them the certificate system. We encourage them to support our idea. So this is the key point of that the policymakers to engage into our field. And when they understand the importance, they will make a lot of policies. And that policies will directly to ask the teachers to teach, because teachers is very, very busy. They don't have time. They don't really have time to teach other things. It's not their business. They have to teach their everything related to their field. So this is the key point that we invite them to come into our field and to know we can do. And you just give us the budget, and your budget will very effectively implement into the field. It's not just do the surface or the front line. We do really change to solve the problem through education. So this is my suggestion. So I will find out the videos, but anyway, this is my suggestion. I will show you what we do later. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for your valuable suggestions. Now I want to go back to Dr. Russell. He wanted to share his screen. For some reason, he went out. And Dr. Russell, can you share now?
I wasn't. Hello and thank you. I wasn't aware that I was not able to share the screen just now. Let me just go back. And
okay, so sorry for our interruption. We have an announcement that Dr. Suishi Sasaki has joined us right now from I think he's in the train. Dr. Sasaki, how are you? Sir, please turn on your microphone.
Yes, you are mute. Yeah.
Okay, sir, it's okay.
Nice to meet you. Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you, sir. We are in live and happy Ocean Day, sir.
Yes, I'm very happy to meet and celebrate Ocean Day. Now moving from northern Japan to Tokyo, so I'm now staying in the train. Sorry, so not so much talking aloud. So congratulations, and I want to. One thing I want to give you some information that our international participants have a same opportunity to sustain oceans. That is very important. And also, we're doing marine education. So marine education is very important. So we need to share what is the marine education.
Thank you very much, sir. I want to say for my audiences that Dr. Suyoshi is our Honorable President of AMEA and Professor of Tokyo University of Marine Science and Technology. Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Russell, you were sharing the screen, please.
Is that working? Share. I trust that you can see my screen now.
No, sir.
It is showing that StreamYard is sharing a window.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. We are. We can see your screen.
Good. Right. So my introduction is really, without a healthy ocean, we cannot have a healthy planet. We developed a marine sciences curriculum because of a demand from the education department. The Two Oceans Aquarium had a marine sciences academy of courses. In a developing country, more and more we are realizing that there is a need for a careers-based education program. We are needing to deal with climate change, and we are needing, as non-governmental agencies, to be a stepping stone into marine and biological studies at a university. We have realized through COVID that online learning has become one of the most important elements of how we can operate going forward. We researched marine sciences curricula all around the world and got endorsements from all around the world. We based our program on our courses, which we offer at the Two Oceans Aquarium and have been offering over 19 years. And so we had a marine sciences curriculum that was developed. As Professor Yin emphasized, it is so important that if you're going to be successful in marine sciences, one has to connect with policymakers in education. There needs to be a unified approach on a national level, right around all the different provinces. There needs to come to an agreement that ocean science, marine sciences, which includes human engagement with the marine sciences, needs to be lobbied from a political level, policymaker level, through to the education department level. Let's have a look at the different content that we have for the marine sciences curriculum. We have a look at careers. What is marine sciences? From a physical point of view, in blue, you'll see the geology, weather, and currents. And the pink indicates marine biology. The orange indicates the ocean ecology. And the ecosystems would include estuaries. It would include the context of the delta in Bangladesh, for example. And the whole context of what we teach is from hilltop to ocean shelf. Whatever happens in the Himalayas impacts on the Bay of Bengal. And if you have that context, then every single person in the entire country of Bangladesh would take ownership of the oceans, because if we're going to eat fish from the ocean, we need to know that we're not polluting the water that that fish consumes. So humans in the ocean, the last of the seventh, relates to marine protected areas. It relates to humans' engagement with the ocean, like aquaculture, very relevant context to Bangladesh. And then we deal with scientific inquiry and research. I've got some examples to teach some students. This shows we just get students to measure a stone. Every single place could find a stone. And these are very cheap plastic measuring devices. And so we have low cost equipment that we use. This is a group of students in a very, very poor, disadvantaged area of South Africa. Here you can see we then go from measuring stones to measure shells, which we managed to find on the shore. And then we go to the shore and we do some measuring there. We look at very simple equipment like modeling clay to deal with buoyancy. Buoyancy, you'll see the container there where there is a ping pong ball, there's a golf ball over there, and salt water and fresh water floating on top of each other. Here we have a Cartesian diving activity. Then we have measuring of fish, weighing of fish. Professor Ray spoke about measuring pH. Here you can see bleach having a pH of 12.2. And then we would have vinegar, and we would get students to measure pH in that way. So we wanted to build mental constructs. We wanted to have meaningful discussion so that the students have confidence to build their confidence. There needs to be scientific inquiry, applications of the scientific method. Very, very critically in maths and in science, whether it is dealing with the gas laws or dealing with pH or dealing with currents or dealing with aquaculture or dealing with ecosystems, dealing with ecology, dealing with fisheries, dealing with any element of the marine sciences curriculum, we need to teach core knowledge, and core knowledge needs to be understood with confidence. Every program that we do education with needs to deal with skills that upskill students. They need to be critically evaluating what they find on the internet and debate it. There needs to be a transdisciplinary approach. As Professor Ray actually indicated, that it's not just about the oceanography or maritime studies. We need to broaden out to other holistic topics that can include all the different addressing of root causes and the negative effects that human activity has. As we know that Ocean Day, World Ocean Day, looks at sustainability today. And if we're going to be sustainable, we need to be able to understand that on the ground. And in essence, in a developing country, in a post-COVID context, we need to increase capacity. We need to have ethnic applications in an African or Bangladeshi context. There's no point in dealing with this with a global north approach for us in South Africa, a first world approach in Bangladesh. The solution for Bangladesh must not be a European solution. It must not be an American solution. It must not be a Chinese solution or any first world context. It must be a Bangladeshi solution. We believe we need to solve African problems with African solutions. Briefly, I would go through the 5 E's of education that we feel is very important. This curriculum needs to be dealing with entrepreneurial employment. In everything we do in education, we should be looking at ethics. Ethics is the one area within our key context that is being neglected, and we need to approach ethics in a responsible way. All children need to engage in ethics in our community. Everyone needs to understand that we have now one most important ethic relating to climate change, and that is e-learning. That is environmental responsibility. If we don't become responsible for our own environments at our doorstep, we're not going to be able to address the ocean awareness that is needed. Then with e-learning, there's lots of information and screen formation. We see things on screen every day. And when we educate, we need to make people aware that what we go onto the internet to find is not necessarily the truth. It's not necessarily the solution. We need to be teaching people to discern as to what the e-learning context might be. So I'm going to end that just at the moment and stop sharing the screen. And I would open up for any questions that anybody would have about what we are doing. Professor Mohammed Udin is very conscious of all of the different activities that we do. We're very willing to share that. But my most important point to my colleagues, the communities, the villages, and the cities in Bangladesh, in an international celebration, as much as it is an international celebration, it is not for us to become clones of what the international people are doing. African people must find African solutions. Bangladeshi people must find Bangladeshi solutions. If we don't have that approach, then we will have our hands out and we will be dependent on an imperialist approach to education. We need to move beyond, in the post-COVID context, we need to move beyond a handout saying, I need to depend on others. The whole world will go into a recession. If the world goes into a recession, or when the world goes into a recession, are we going to say, well, ocean literacy can't happen now, marine education can't happen now because we need funding? All you need is a cup, some salt, a golf ball, and you can teach marine education. We can teach marine education in our backyards. And my challenge to the whole community, not only in Bangladesh, but right around the world, is we need people who are prepared to put their hand up and say, marine education is going to depend on me, and I am going to be here to make a difference. I'm going to connect with communities around the world. I'm going to, because I'm living in Asia, going to find the email address of Professor Ray, and I'm going to find out how I can connect with communities in Taiwan. I'm going to connect with communities in China. I'm going to connect with the communities in Japan, and I'm going to find Professor Tsuyoshi Sasaki, and I'm going to say, we in Bangladesh would like to offer information to you about our very special community, whether it's Cox's Bazar, and share about Cox's Bazar, and share about the whole context of how important water quality is in every part of where we live, and to go from the water quality to understand the animals that are fed in the Bay of Bengal, and that water quality inland impacts on water quality in the ocean. And when we do that, we will understand that we have a hilltop to ocean shelf approach, H2O, from the Himalayas through the delta to the Bay of Bengal. And if we can do that in a way where every person, like Professor Ray said, every person in the country next year on the 8th of June in the whole of Bangladesh will know I am responsible for the water that goes to all of the ocean. Every droplet goes into the Bay of Bengal, and that will impact on all the water that is circulated around from the Pacific through to the Atlantic, through to the Southern Ocean. And that's the message. It's not just a message of looking at sustainability. It's a message of looking at what is sustainable for Bangladesh. It's not taking a message of saying, how can I copy someone else? It's a message of, let's find a Bangladeshi solution for a Bangladeshi water problem or ocean awareness problem. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Russell. Welcome back to our Dr. Mohammad Muslimuddin. Sir, hope you heard Dr. Russell. So I want to ask you that in this context, will you please explain at what stage Bangladesh is now regarding his idea that how we can set up a curriculum or ocean education?
The most important thing to integrate education is already, no matter where you are teaching, if you're teaching mathematics, or if you're teaching English, or if you're teaching environmental studies, all three are being taught now, today, in Bangladesh. And all of those are dealing with an element of ocean education. We need to go to the curriculum and find it. So if we're teaching languages, the best thing is to provide materials that a comprehension, a spelling test, a language syntax test deals with the topic of the ocean. When we deal with maths, instead of doing an example of I measured the height of trees, we talk about measuring the length of fish. So we oceanize the already existing curriculum. Then people then see us as partners, those who are policymakers, those who are involved in the curriculum from the education department point of view. And that is a low-cost approach. The other low-cost thing that we all know, I have not traveled to Bangladesh, but I am in Bangladesh at the moment. And we need to use the resources that are available. And instead of using resources to print lots of paper and pamphlets, use it as an opportunity to be smart about connecting into schools by giving them data. We invest in data so that we can get an internet. In a context in South Africa, for example, we have got a township school and we go and deliver. We're not allowed in the school because of COVID, but we deliver a data projector the day before, and we deliver a laptop, and we deliver a cell phone router so that we can teach from home into that school. That afternoon, when all the children have gone home, we go and fetch the laptop, the cell phone router, and the data projector, and then we take it to a next school. So we are visiting schools through the internet. We're just using the Wi-Fi data as the transport mechanism of getting into the schools. The other thing that is very important is to find champion teachers. And through having technology like we are using at the moment to train teachers to change their thinking from I am teaching this subject to know that they can teach through an oceanized approach to their own subject.
Thank you very much, sir. I want to go to Dr. Muhammad Muslimuddin. Sir, please can you explain or share your idea about the context in Bangladesh?
Yeah, I think already my friend and the Asian leader, Dr. Russell, has already explained very clearly what we need to know. That means we actually need to reshape our total education curriculum. Like if you teach your children to draw something, teach her or him to draw something relevant to the ocean. If you are teaching your students the alphabet, now support with A, you say something different like A Allah or A almond, but we can say with the A it is Atlantic. So in the same way, when you are teaching English, he said you should use some phrases, some sentences, some words which are relevant to the ocean. So in this way, we can actually revolutionize our total education system to the oceanic angle, because our target is to make all of the professionals, all of the generations, all ages of the people to know about the ocean, to be aware about the importance of the oceans, and to be aware about their responsibility to the oceans, because the ocean actually is the teacher. If you can consider the ocean as a teacher, you can learn so many things and then you can implement so many things. But if you think this year's Ocean Day has a new dimension, because this year, the last year, to prepare for the decade of the ocean, which will be started in the next year. That means in the 2021 to 2030, you are going to implement all of your plan, all of your working framework to make your country totally blue, ocean, blue economic sector developed or oceanic sector developed. So in 2020, we should have all of the plan to be finalized, which we can start to implement from 2021. And you know, this year's theme is innovation for sustainable ocean. So we should innovate something new. We should discover something new. We should introduce something new which is connected with the ocean. It could be technology, it could be technique, it could be programming, it could be making any movie, or it could be writing any paper or any books that must contain the content of the ocean, that will make the people aware, that could make the people enrich about the ocean knowledge. So our curriculum, as I said before also, our curriculum, if you see it, you will see there are lots of contents regarding the land-based resources. You will have a lot of contents with the computer science. You have lots of contents with the technology. But what about the ocean relevant technology? Like if you say we should be concentrate to renewable energy, and everyone know that the sun, that means solar energy, the wind is the main renewable energy. But who knows, there is an ample opportunity to make the renewable energy, to develop the renewable energy from the ocean, like the wave, the tide, the currents. We can use all of those, even the solar panel, even the salt panel, we can use, thermal panel we can use. That means all of our development strategy, all of our development plan should be entangled, should be linked with the ocean. But we should think how to use all of things sustainably, not over exploitation, and we should know what is under exploitation, then we can be entangled. So For the educationist, our first priority should be given on writing some books in our own language, and then to link, to request, and to manage the government to reshape, to take initiatives to reshape our curriculum and the education system.
Thank you very much, sir. I would request to Alamgir Hossein that many comments is coming in our live program. So there is a question from Mohammad Ajhar. Please show it in the screen. Okay. Is the collaboration between different countries will sort out the problems of the sea, as the Bay of Bengal is less studied than other ones and there are some limitations, and how it could be possible? I want to request Dr. Russell, can you please say something about this question?
Yeah.
Are you asking me to answer that? So in relation to the Bay of Bengal and being less studied, my point right in the beginning is we shouldn't be dependent on other countries to do the research for us. We shouldn't be dependent on having a perspective of a colonizer is going to come and be able to give in a way where the studies occur. We need to find our own solutions for our own issues and problems. And it is us and our responsibility to be leaders in our communities, to be champions in our communities, to make sure that we encourage and nurture and mentor students right around the world in our country to find something within their own bays to make the research happen. The research doesn't have to happen in the most extreme way. We don't suddenly need to have submersibles and go down into the Bay of Bengal. We can simply study and monitor pH of water, livestock, plastic pollution, all of the areas that are low-cost research elements. And then we can increase the amount of marine research that happens in the Bay of Bengal, because we have a Bangladeshi solution for a Bangladeshi problem, rather than saying we need other people to come in from other countries and do research for us. Because we know what will happen. People will come in because they think there's oil there, and then they will then want to colonize the oil. It's up to Bangladesh to find Bangladesh's solutions in all contexts. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We are very short in time already. 1 hour have passed. So I would request Dr. Ray, will you please share anything like your thoughts or your advice for ending the program? And
All
the
right.
last 2 year, the time is going out.
Okay. All right. So I think this is very good conversations about how can we do the first step of sustainable. So as I show you the sustainable, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen now?
Alamgir,
Can you see
the screen?
Yeah. Can you see the screen? Yeah. Yes or no?
Okay, we are seeing your screen.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. So I think as Russell mentioned that, and marine education is it's very important for more cooperation with other institutions. It's not only scientists doing marine education, but also educators have to emphasize that. But today we're talking about sustainable. So I want to share my ideas about the sustainable. So this is one of my courses. I always emphasize that sustainable is not just what we want to do in the future, because we need a budget, because we need the talent people, we need the facilities, we need every resources to implement our ideas. So Russell have a building, it's a museum, it's aquariums. So what we can do, but Group Foundation is an association. It's like EMEA, we don't have any resources. So when we want to do the sustainable, I think it's pretty important about economic and also the environment and society. And this is very, very important for three of them, because we need to balance from the environment, because in the marine education, we emphasize the importance of the problem. We emphasize that what we can teach the people during the marine education, but how do the engagement from local people? This is one of the most important part from Tsuyoshi Sasaki. Sasaki emphasized so much about the sincerity and culture. So this is the very local community, do they want to engage in or not? If we invite all the local people and the local students, they emphasize about their local culture and local traditions. The stakeholders, including individuals, communities, and operators and government institutions, they will engage in and try to cooperate. And the most important is how to make the profit. We need the money, not only budget. We need to contribute for the economic. Economic is the most important resources to support our contribution in the future. So the triangle bottom line is we need to balance from economic, environments, and social. So this is pretty important of doing the sustainable in the future. So the innovation for the future for Bangladesh is mostly to create the economic and social cultural engagement. This is the two important part, because we are very good about the environment, but our social and the local engagement is still need a lot of process to do, and the economic is the most important. So the 4 C's, anyhow, we do emphasize 3 C's. It's the cooperation, coordination, and cooperation. This is how to cooperate with others, but this is 4 C's. First one is compromise. So we need to balance from marine education and conservation. So this is compromise, and we need to have a commitment, and we need to control, and we need to cooperation. So this is 4 C's. So as I encourage you or encourage Bangladesh to do, is to invite the policymakers, invite the industry, invite everyone to understand about the problems, and invite them to understand and really experience about the real situation. And this is your step to share what you can do to change or to modify the problem. And if you can really solve the problem and you need resources, they will find out some resources to support you. So this is the first step. You have budget, you have income, you have people, and you can do it. You can solve the problem. It's not just ideas, it's really sustainable. So this is my suggestion for Bangladesh. So come back to the figures you mentioned about, do we have the opportunity to do more cooperation of doing the research? I think I am the reviewer of Hong Kong conservation project. I review many projects every year. But why do they want to do the kind of project? First one, they want to help the developing country. The second, the local people need help. So they have a lot of budget to support, including the Indonesia, including India, and I also review for the Bangladesh. So the local people or local province, they discovery the province, like the one species of the mammals, marine mammals, or one species of the mangrove, and they know the importance. And they invite the best marine educators or scientists to join their local environment issues, and they have cooperated to support or to submit a proposal to do the cross-country research. And you can invite the best researchers into your field to solve the problem. So this is my suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Dr. Rie. Dr. Russell, can you please share your any recommendation or your thoughts at the end of time, please?
So thank you very much for this opportunity. I have spoken to Dr. Muhammad Udin, and we have had a very strong relationship. As Dr. Ray says, there is communication, collaboration, and cooperation. What we in the international community are looking for is to have more champions of marine education in Bangladesh. People who will put their hand up and say, I want to be a partner with Dr. Udin, and I want to make Dr. Udin stronger. And together we will make each other stronger. In Africa, we talk about Ubuntu. I am because you are. I am strong only if I help you to be stronger. And together in the Bangladeshi community, we from the international community are wanting to find people who we can connect with, we can communicate with, and we can find a meaningful relationship to strengthen all the work that Dr. Udin has done in Chittagong to make sure that other universities in the nation are also strengthened, so that we can make sure that within the whole country of Bangladesh, within the whole region, there is an elevated understanding of ocean education and marine sciences education. And so my challenge to you is, let's meet again in 12 months' time. And we'll say, because of today, Bangladesh is now stronger in terms of marine education, because we have got these politicians involved, these people in the different universities involved, these departments of education involved, and we have become stronger. Ubuntu. I am because you are. I am strong only when I help you to become stronger. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. At last, I would request to Dr. Muhammaduddin. Please, sir, can you please share your recommendation?
Thank you so much, and I'm really grateful to my two friends from Taiwan and Africa. They have actually have focused, I think, almost everything, especially very basic one, which you should reshape. Just only one thing I should say here regarding the question arise. We need collaboration and we need cooperation, because in this way we can be stronger, as Dr. Russell said. And suppose, if we want to determine the low oxygen zone in the Bay of Bengal in our territory, we must know what's going on in South Africa, what's going on in India, and what are the technologies they are using. Then we can have a very good exchange program to make our program stronger and more effective. So in this way, we can make each other stronger, and the ocean community and education is to be stronger. So from this video, who are seeing right now and who will see later on, I would request all of you, please be connected with the ocean. Please try to know about the ocean, and please do your responsibility for the ocean, because this is only of course not for the ocean, this is for ourselves. As Russell said, I am stronger because you are, I am trying to make you stronger, or because you are stronger, or because you are recognizing me as a stronger. So we should keep our eyes, we should keep our mind that the ocean is regulating everything. The ocean is regulating us, the ocean is regulating the environment, and the ocean is regulating the society, the productivity, and everything. Nothing is there without the influence of the ocean. So keeping that in mind, for all of our development project and plan, we should include ocean, and we should be careful if any of our development work is not distracting the ocean and its environment. So finally, I will hope my friend from Africa and Taiwan, we will keep contact and we will make ourselves stronger. And next time when I will call you, you will respond, and I will be responsible in your call. Thank you very much, and we are grateful to Blue Yin Foundation and Nirmol Bangladesh as well, especially these two young men who are trying to connect with the international people and national people to make awareness, to make a revolution of the ocean education. Thank you so much, and I wish all of you a good health, and see you again.
Thank you very much, sir. We are running out of time. I would request MD Alamgir Hossain to say something about the program, and I am leaving from the audiences. Thank you very much.
Sir, Dr. Musliuddin Munna, sir, I would like to request you to introduce one of the guests who is joined from Japan, and still now due to some reason he could not be connected, but now he is connected. Can you please request him to talk about something about the program?
COC, are you in connection?
Hi, I'm now in train, so I couldn't listen talking about something. I just only listening. Thank you very much today. I hope that Bangladesh and other countries' connection is strongly widely, and we hope to making a good relationship and making a good marine education also, and also ocean literacy education system for good well. Thank you very much today. Okay.
Sir, thank you so much for being connected during your journey time. We are thankful to you. Sir, in the end of this session, I would like to request all of you from on behalf of Nirmol Bangladesh and Blue Yin Foundation, so that we can rearrange and we can cooperate with all of you who are present now in this to promote the ocean education and to enhance the ocean clearness. Basically, we are also working for the pollution-free ocean. We would like to request, as here all of you, we are from the background of academician. So beside on us, we need some other stakeholders so that our program and our initiative would be more stronger. Sir, Dr. Musliuddin Munna, please end this session by your ending speech.
Once again, thank you so much for your patience and all of your collaborations. And as I said, those who are viewing us right now and will view next time, I am earnestly requesting all of you, either you are from Bangladesh or you are from outside Bangladesh, please believe that we all are connected with the ocean. The ocean is the most preferred and most bosom friend. We should take care of it, and we should understand how it is influencing us, and we are influencing the ocean, and how should we take care of it. And this is only possible when we make us aware about the ocean and its importance and our responsibility to the ocean. So education is one method. By incorporating the ocean or oceanography or ocean contents in the education curriculum, we can make the generations aware about the ocean. Then again, we should have a social movement, and our political leaders should be aware about the importance of the oceans. Our academicians should be informed and should be knowledgeable about the oceans. Either he's teaching economics or he's doing in social science or history. Everyone must be aware about the importance and responsibility of the ocean. That's why I say I am requesting all of you, please be connected with the ocean. Please help us. Please help the earth. Please help do something for all of us and for the ocean. Thank you very much, and see you again.
Thank you so much, sir. And thank you so much, Dr. Russell Stephen, for being connected with the program. And we hope we will see you again in our next program.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hi.
Yeah, of course.